The second idea I want you to get used to is that idea of your software being either open or closed. Simply put, all the software which you use on a personal level or the company you're recruiting for uses is driven by one of two overarching philosophies. The first of these is where they have decided, as software developers, to create a software but keep it as a closed system. Now, what this means is that they have locked down the source code so that no one can actually look inside or see how the code was written. This is generally the case for all commercial software. It's proprietary because the main aim of any commercial product is to generate revenue without giving away how it all works inside. So that makes sense. So there are closed systems. Now, examples of these closed systems are Microsoft Windows, Office 365, Apple's iOS operating system, the iPhone hardware, Azure, SAP's ERP system, and in fact, most of the commercial software that we use around the world are closed systems. All of these software are under the complete control of the company that created it. They decide how fast it evolves and when to install new features, maybe only drip feeding new updates when it makes commercial sense, rather than as they develop them in the labs. And of course, critically, if a closed software goes wrong and needs fixing, they are the only ones who can open up the bonnet and look inside and provide the support which you, the customer, needs. Start your mind thinking a little about the characteristics of those companies and what it means for your organization to be using closed software if you're running your business. Now let's think about a completely different group of developers. They've decided to keep their software open or open source. This is the term that you'll often hear in development circles. Open source is a philosophy of software creation that means the owners of the software are quite happy to keep the whole thing open and unlocked, and thereby freely share their intellectual property with the world. This means that anyone on the planet with the technical know-how and the curiosity to tinker can actually go inside the code and look around. As you've probably guessed, these projects are not necessarily driven by the motivation to make huge money. And they're much more to do with sharing your idea and knowledge with humanity and seeing who can step forward and maybe evolve it to the next level. These software are generally free to download, and they're very community driven. Of the people, for the people. It's the community that is left to develop and evolve the software and contribute in any way they can intellectually to that product. So then it develops at its own pace, and that's usually quite a fast pace because the communities are passionate and even obsessive about a product. So once they've got their teeth into something, that pace can be blisteringly fast. Usually, the evolution of open source software is not restricted or tempered in the same way that might be the case with commercial systems. Now, examples of products today born of that type of open thinking are the World Wide Web, Wikipedia, the Firefox browser, the Android operating system, and Unix-based operating systems such as Linux.